Today, we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to sacrifice for guaranteed success in any industry that you choose. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Coach E with MoneyCoach.com and MoneyCoachE.com. So today we're going to focus on sacrifice. So too many times in dealing with young people, I realize that they're not willing to make the sacrifice. And sometimes they don't even know what sacrifice means. You know, a lot of these young guys are waking up in the morning and they want to be the best at the game of basketball, but they don't really understand that you're going to have to work. They don't understand that the greats are in the gym when everybody else is sleeping. So in the business world, it's the same thing. And what I'm learning is there's a lot of people out there that want to get rich overnight. Let me say that again. They want to get rich overnight. And I don't understand it, because you go to school for 4 years to get a degree. Some went for 5 or 6 in order to get a master's degree. Some went 5 or 6 just to get the undergrad. So understand that we sacrifice that 4, 5, 6 years in order to get a degree. But when it comes down to business, or it comes down to other things in our life that we want, we're not willing to put in that sacrifice for that 4 to 5 years. People sacrifice 4 to 5 years to pay for a vehicle, to pay their car off, 4 to 5 years. But for some reason or another, people are not willing to wait that 4 or 5 years to pay off another bill, or to wait for the income to come in that is $20,000, $10,000, $30,000 a month. They're not willing to wait 4 or 5 years for that. But you have to have that type of vision. Now, y'all hear me talk about vision all the time, but you have to be able to sacrifice. No matter what your vision is, you have to be able to sacrifice. So there are 3 things that you're going to need to sacrifice, and I'm going to tell you what those 3 things are today. Number 1, you're going to need to sacrifice financially. So if you want to be successful in the business world, you're going to have to sacrifice financially. You're going to have to make the investment. That's the first thing you're going to need to do. You have to make the investment, and whatever that investment might be. It might be your startup cost for your company. You're going to have to do that. And you can't sit around and say, oh man, well, I'm going to come up with it. Give me some time. I'm going to figure it out. You know what? I found that people that really, really, really want it, they really make a huge sacrifice. There's been people who've had yard sales in order to come up with startup costs for their companies or for their businesses. My mentor always talks about he pawned his school ring and has been able to get 6 or 7 rings since then, $1 million earner rings. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Financially, you're going to have to sacrifice. You are going to have to pay for education. You're going to have to get educated in whatever industry it is you choose. You're going to have to spend that time in a quote unquote classroom in order to get that information. Your classroom might be YouTube. Or maybe you have a great mentor that speaks a few times a week, or hosts a meeting a few times a week. You need to be there. You have to sacrifice that. You have to make that sacrifice. Now that's leading into my second point, which is you have to sacrifice time. So after you sacrifice financially and you've made the investment financially into your education and into and actually starting your business, and you've made that financial sacrifice, now you have to be willing to sacrifice the time. Are you willing to go to a meeting every week? If you're in the MLM industry, are you willing to go to at least 1 meeting a week? Are you willing to plug in and call into a call once, twice a week? See, there are people that's not willing to do it once a week. See, but if you're going to go 10 times, you're going to go all 5 days if it's a meeting in your area. If there's a meeting in your area, you should be there. If there's some education in your area, in your industry, you should be there. And for my athletes, if there's some gym spaces, you should be there. No excuses. If it's 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., you should get up and you should be there if that's what you really want to do. So in order to meet with success, you must sacrifice. So far, we've talked about 2 things that you must sacrifice. The first thing being you must sacrifice financially. The second thing, you must sacrifice your time. You must get out there and get in front of somebody who knows what they're talking about. You could do it right here on YouTube. Get in front of somebody who knows what they're talking about and get that education. Learn more about your industry. Learn what to do with your finances. So now that you're actually investing in yourself, now you can actually find out exactly how to invest better. What other things do I need to invest in? So you're going to invest in your time, and you're going to take that money and get better at what you do. Lastly, I'm going to give you a challenge. The third thing is a challenge for you to sacrifice. To sacrifice one thing that you love to do. that's not serving you. That one thing that's not serving you, you need to get rid of it. And you need to replace that energy with whatever it is your goal is. So if your goal is to be a business mogul, if your goal is to be $1 million earner in the MLM industry, if your goal is to be an NBA basketball player, NFL football player, play professional soccer, professional baseball, whatever that goal may be, you have to get rid of one thing. You have to sacrifice one thing that's not serving you. And that one thing that may not be serving you could be alcohol. That one thing that might not be serving you could be television. That one thing that may not be serving you may be chasing the opposite sex. Think about that. So all that energy that you put in to going to the club and popping bottles and having this time in the club and watching these TV shows and doing all of these things that are not serving you, that are not going to get you to where you need to be, you need to sacrifice that. So I'm going to finish here today, and I want y'all to understand that these 3 things need to be sacrificed. Number 1, you're going to have to sacrifice financially. Make the investment in yourself. Number 2, you're going to have to sacrifice some time. You're going to have to get off your butt and get in front of some people that know what they're talking about. You're going to have to change your circle a little bit. And number 3, last but not least, you need to get rid of something. You need to sacrifice something that's not serving you. Comment, like, share, talk to me. Tell me what it is that you're going to get rid of. Tell me what it is that you're going to get rid of that's not serving you. And let's all get better. So I want to see you at the top. I want to see you reach every goal that it is that you set, that you wrote down on that piece of paper. So let's get together, comment, like, share, so we can have a conversation so that I can help push you to the next level. MoneyCoach.com, Coach E, MoneyCoachE.com. See y'all all soon. I hope you got great value from this video. So I want you to go into the description and look down below and download the 8 business building tips from $1 Million Earners. This is the first PDF of a series from Network Marketing Tips for Guaranteed Success, written by Coach E.